Hey gang, YouTubers, geeks, freaks, Jeep fanatics, and Star Wars fans. May the 4th be with you. So, today, we're going to try to take this, what's left of it, we're going to make this. If you want to know how to do it, grab a cup of coffee and stick around. Okay, so before we dive into this, just full disclosure, there are other videos that are not out yet on how I cut everything out of the rear quarter panel of this truck, the floor and all that. So we're just going to dive into this, get right to the meat and potatoes of it, and well, let's see how it all fits. I got the quarter panel on just about where its position is going to be. Got it held in with some Cleco fasteners, and I don't know how well it's going to show up, but all the body lines actually match up just the way they're supposed to. On the inside here, the old wheel well and new wheel well that I made are actually nice and tight up against there. Happy about that. Got this guy here welded back on. What I do is I like to weld from the inside so that I don't have to grind welds on the outside. So what I'm working on now, got a piece of paper here, has some reference marks. I'm going to start making the trunk drop off. And I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty happy, because when I bring this down to where I want it to be, that is pretty, well, as straight as the other one is anyway. So what the plan is to take this paper template here, make that out of steel. I have to put a bend on the bottom here for this to weld to this. Once that's in, I can then complete this part of the wheel well. And then I can go through and final weld everything. Everything in here is rough, so this part here has to get cut back. This part I have to add on to so that I can pinch this and weld this all the way around, just like it's done from the factory right here. All right, if that makes sense. Now the back, not exactly sure what I'm doing back here yet, because not so much on that side because everything's gone, but on this side, the piece that I cut out had this piece that comes straight down. My guess is that there's an inner structure that goes from here to here, and then this trunk drop off goes into here and all welds together. I don't know. I don't have any reference to go by, so I'm just doing what looks like should be there. I don't know whether, if it's supposed to be there, but it looks like it should. And then of course we've got this whole mess to take care of here yet. So I'm gonna get back to this. All right, so I'm working on the trunk drop off for the driver's side, right? So here's what's left of what came out. Basically what I did is I just took some masking paper, made a pattern, flipped it over, traced it out on here. Now you can see here what happens. This is actually depressed down into the metal right where the flange is here. So the plan is to cut right along this line where the bend is, and then come in and cut this out. Now once I do that, I have to take this metal, I haven't decided yet, but this metal out here has to be bent down to meet this, as this is depressed in, as you see, and then weld it all back together. If I had 1/2-inch steel or hardwood that I can make some kind of a habit form, yeah, that would work. But I don't. So this is the way it's getting done. Hopefully it turns out the way I want it, but the bends in it are the same back here. Okay, back here. And then once that's done, cut this little oval out. And then there's this gasket that goes in there like that from the back side. Hopefully somebody's still remaking those. That one's not in the greatest shape. But again, this is what happens when nobody's repopping parts. You just got to make them yourselves. And this here was just a matter of a paper template inside the wheel well area. Got a rough shape, narrowed it down, put my bends in it, and still a flat piece of steel. So let's see if I can do this without completely fucking it up. Okay, so let's see what we got done here. We got this guy cut out of here. It's going to fit about like that. Okay. So you can see now we're sunk in like this one is. This has a bit of an angle where it comes up. We're not going for historical accuracy, but we need this because the fuel lines or the vent lines need to come through here, so we need a little bit of room. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a piece of 18 gauge, come right along here with it, weld it all the way around, weld this back onto here, and then we'll have that. And then it's just a matter of cutting out this hole here. Simple enough, right? All right, so I need a flat piece of steel. Rather than cutting it out of a new piece of steel, I got this leftover rocker panel piece for a, I think it's for a first gen Mustang. I'm not sure. Basically, I'm just going to knock this piece here out, and then that'll be our strip to go around. So cover your ears and engage your safety squints. That's all I need out of that. So basically the way this is going to go down, we're going to put that piece in there like that, and this piece is just going to get welded all the way around here, and then back up this side, trim it flush, grind it down. That's that. Okay, so what I've gone and done is I just tacked this piece back in here just to hold it. And I got my little piece I grabbed off the the rocker panel over there. So I'm just going to kind of lay this in about where I want it. I'm going to get this tacked in and start working it around these edges. And then it should look pretty close to what we had before. Okay, so it's going to be something like that. Now I'll weld this inside and outside, and grind it all done, cut this all flush, and well, I think we're just about there. Let's throw it back in, make sure it still fits. And then I have to make a flange for the bottom here to weld to the bottom of the quarter panel. Okay, so that's that. Welded up. Pretty, isn't it? I'll take the grinder and go through and get rid of all the bumps and lumps on it. Smooth out the back. The back side here is what's actually going to be seen. This, when it goes into the vehicle, this is going to be to have the quarter panel in front of it like this. So, not really worried about it. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and welded on a tab on the bottom here. Now, what this flange is for is when this goes in the truck, this is going to weld to the bottom of the quarter panel. This was already trimmed to match the quarter panel. This side here you'll see from under the truck, but everything here is getting coated in Raptor liner when it's said and done. So I'm not worried about dressing all this down, and it's going to be up. This here is going to be seen, so this is all dressed down nice, and it's welded on the inside as well. This is never going to be seen. This is going to sit inside the quarter panel. So not worried about dressing it. Just as a reminder, this is what we started with. Okay, so I'm getting there. Now, let's see if it actually fits the truck. Now, I'm not sure how much you guys are going to be able to see of this, but what I'm looking for now is to make sure that this flange is going to be right. And then, of course, where it comes up to the bed inside here. So we fold that up like that. Okay. Okay, so this is gonna fit up here real nice. Okay, the quarter panel is gonna come up and get plug welded to here. I still got to trim in the back and on the front to make it do what I want it to do. I got to trim up here, and let me see if I can get you where you can see what I'm seeing. Most likely not. I still have to trim up here at the wheel well and then build this part of the wheel well to match this. Okay. On the back side, right back here, that's going to plug weld to this flange in here. I'll probably extend this with another piece of metal just so it's a tight fit. But yeah, so far I'm happy with it. Alright, so I have the piece clecoed in. Got a big clamp up here holding the top of the wheel well, but very, very happy with the way everything's fitting. Nice straight edge down here. So the last thing for me to do, and this is going to be another part of the video, is going to be filling in this large hole here, which isn't going to be too hard, but what I got to figure out is where to stop. So like I know there's going to be a flange on the back side of the quarter panel here. What I need to know is whether or not that flange comes all the way down to here, right? Then it would come up and weld in here. I'm thinking that's probably the way it goes. The other side is too rotted. There's nothing over there for me to judge off of, but just thinking about how other cars are put together, yeah, I'd say that's probably the plan. So I'm gonna have to bang up and shape a piece of metal to sort of be concaved, right? So instead of being bowing out, it's going to bow in. And let's see if I can do this if I get my hand in the way. It's going to have to sort of curve and wrap around, starting from here And then another part of the flange is going to have to come back to here. Again, that'll be another video. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. All right, well, for anybody who made it through this far, stuck around to the end, I appreciate you hanging out. Make sure to like and subscribe. And, you know, follow along for more of these Jeep adventures and other issues that are going to come up that we're going to take care of. Really appreciate you being here. And, you know, to all my subscribers, I say thank you. So, until we see you next time, peace.